tissue. My nose is running. I'll be right back. I'll take you with me. It's fine. So, I've already watched you eat. Well, I've already watched you eat. That's enough watching you eat for one day. So anyway, naturally, I got up at 2:30 in the morning. But give it an hour and I'll probably be ready to go back to sleep because I'm definitely not up for good, That would be crazy talk to be up for good. Let's see what this person says here. It's utter self. Hey man, how are you doing? Well, I am doing pretty good. How are you? I went to bed on the early side last night, but despite that, I slept well during that sleep. But here I am, awake for now anyway, live streaming my little heart out. And I think what I'm going to do is go into the garage now, smoke a cigarette, and maybe I'll come back in here and pull a couple of bowls. Rachel and I are going to go get lab work done tomorrow. As per the orders of our doctor. We both have the same doctor now. And I don't know. We're supposed to fast for 12 hours beforehand. Well, I have a little expression that comes in handy during circumstances like this. That expression is fasting schmasting. I'm not a big believer in fasting. They say you're supposed to fast for 12 hours before you get your blood work done. But they don't explain why. So why would I do it? If somebody wants me to do something, they need to explain why. Otherwise, I'm just going to stand there just full of shit. If you don't explain why I have to do something, then you probably don't have a very good reason. And nobody should ever listen to you. The only time people should be listened to is when they give a good reason for things. Rachel, of course, is a more faithful faster than I am. But am I gonna get up and have no coffee this morning? No. When streaming keep you up for good, it can be a pretty stimulating thing to do, you know. Sometimes it can be, but no, it's not gonna keep me awake. Maybe for an hour. I mean, it's not the streaming that's keeping me awake. It's the being awake that's keeping me streaming. I said last night in the stream, one way you can tell an ENTP from an SE Dom. SE Doms make videos, stream, whatever, when they want to do something. I stream when I don't want to do anything. Because it's so natural for me to just get on here and just start talking about whatever. When I do go back to bed, I don't want to get up until like 9 or 10 in the morning at the earliest. Because I know we're not going into town until like 1 o'clock to get our lab work done. My lungs are kind of cast right now because I think I got a little bit of a cold. You know, such is life. Sometimes you get a little bit of a cold. Nothing you can do about it. At this point, I'm really just waiting for amphetamines. And I will be till they come through, which probably won't be till next week, you know. Which is fine. I just don't really feel like getting anything done until then. I got a variety of things I need to do. That's a small one. You can just tell I'm a little bit sick by sound of my voice, the sniffles a little bit, but I'm fine. It's like if I'd gotten up at 4 or 5 in the morning, then I probably would have just started watching anime. Probably be a cartoon or two out, you know. Instead, I'm just talking to myself here. Outer Self was here briefly, but he said, I've had enough of this boring live stream. And who can blame him? It's just an old man yawning in his garage. That's why I should have titled this live stream. Old Man Yawns in Garage. But I'm pretty pleased that we got the tire replaced yesterday on the car. That was a big deal to get that done. Oh, well, it just says one person watching. I know I'm watching inside, so I assumed it was just me. Sometimes that number is wrong. You know, I've gotten a fair number of new people come through here since I started live streaming vertically. And I think, once my warning drops off on December 20th, maybe I'll get even more people directed toward me. Once YouTube determines that I'm no longer a warned person. I had this warning for like 4 years. 2019 is when I got this warning. And it's been on my record ever since. Finally, it'll drop off. Finally. I've been warned on YouTube. I've had this warning for almost half as long as I've quit drinking. It'll be 10 years on December 26th. My warning will be dropping off a little before then. And then I'll make a video saying, I'm finally no longer warned for bullying C.S. Joseph. And I've learned my lesson. From now on, no, it was a video I made where I was really mad at C.S. Joseph for condemning Taylor because he was a felon. I was like, you fucking Myah, It was full of bad words and stuff. Anyway, I'll make a video explaining that C.S. Joseph deserves to be negated in civil language. And I made a mistake one time in not negating him with civil language. Let me reinforce my negation of him with civil words. Let me tell him that reporting me for bullying him was really, it wasn't a very manly move, let's put it that way. So, anyway, I'll probably, after my warning drops off, make like a video called Why Everybody Else is Wrong, naming names, calling people out in civil language, and discussing the importance of taking negation seriously and not just devolving into spitting venom. But, I think one of the best things that happened this past year was the Michelle Shock stuff. Because, that woman successfully silences her critics most of the time. If you Google her nonsense, you will find nothing really, but except for my videos on it. It's important that other people who she's attempting to bully into whatever, are made aware that she's extraordinarily toxic, and you shouldn't bend or bow to her at all. You should just, I won that exchange so completely with that woman that, and everything she did backfired on her so much. It's just such a beautiful thing. I never emailed her at all. She kept emailing me these hateful emails, and I put up all these videos just reading her hateful emails out loud and explaining what a sociopath she was. And or I mean, I didn't call her that really. I just speculated that she's obviously toxic and probably damaged or whatever. But it gives me a great deal of satisfaction to know. Hi, Adrian B. It gives me a great deal of satisfaction to know that I served justice in that instance and refused to be intimidated and won completely. And now instead of getting what she wanted, which was to punish me for speaking out against her, she got screwed like she should, right? She got exposed for the toxic person she is. Talking about Michelle Shocked. You know, I've had some victories. One of them was over her. One of them was over Melissa Talks. You know, these people who want to control what other people have to say. The subject came up because I got a warning 4 years ago for bullying C.S. Joseph. It's going to drop off of my channel December 20th. So, you know, it's good to be the voice of justice. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel like the world is right and fair. Well, C.S. Joseph may be different these days. I don't know. I mean, when you're wrong, you can change what you think and say all you want, and it doesn't matter because you don't care about being correct. I'm really pleased with my new bong. I like how this lady's head turns. This is a real kiss preventer too. I've yet to get a kiss from this bong. Well, that's another thing about not caring if you're right or wrong, not answering any questions, you know. It's like, I can be cocky because I already have a strategy for avoiding every question. Like, I already know I will never, no matter, even with a gun to my head, ever engage Eric about anything. Because he'll whip my ass completely and expose me as not an ENTP. That's one of C.S. Joseph's axioms. That's why he can still be cocky, right? He avoids anybody and every question. He might expose him. He tries to convert every kind of TI question into a TE question. He thinks he can type people in like 5 seconds. Okay. All right. We'll watch you eat. God. We have to watch the cat eat. Yes. Daddy knows that he loves this silly cat. It's like he controls my life. Blowtorch is over there. I'll use it next time. This just has gotten so deep down the rabbit hole he can't see the forest for the trees. That's a nice mixed metaphor there. Are you mixing metaphors without a license? Oh, kitty. Oh, wonderful kitty. Yes, you're so good at eating. And I'm so impressed. I want to praise you like I should. That's a really good song, Praise You. Alright, let's go smoke a cigarette. No, let's smoke another bowl now. And then maybe we'll smoke a cigarette in a little bit. Really, my number one thing that I want to do this morning is go back to bed. So, before I even started this stream, I took 2 gabapentins. They can take a little while to kick in. I will. I'll use the torch for you. First, I take a couple of B vitamins. I've been taking a lot of B vitamins lately. Oops, I dropped one of them. Here it is. These are B12 vitamins. And these are B6 vitamins. Now, is taking 2 B12s and 2 B6s the same as taking 3 B12s? If you add it up, it should be. That's true, bufoperegrines. You like me and my wife and my cat? I've got 2 cats, actually. Do you only like one of them? It is true that B vitamins make your pee extra yellow. And I was glad to learn that because prior to learning that, I thought, like, wow, I'm so dehydrated. Cheers. What's been going on with me? Well, I guess you could say that I've been learning to be happy and free. After an entire lifetime of, working, being held to account by various people to various standards, etc., being in a bunch of bad relationships, all of that stuff. Hi, Oliver Linehan. The crack ain't lacking. What's crack-a-lacking? All y'all flack-a-plackins. Hi, Oliver Linehan. We're just pulling some early morning bone rips, having a little bit of mostly decaf coffee, actually. I got a bag of decaf coffee today from the garage instead of regular caffeinated coffee. And so this coffee is, I put the very last little bit of the regular coffee in, and then I put the rest decaf. Thanks, utter self. You know how you can tell when someone's a dude? When they call you man. That's how you know utter self must be a dude. Chicks don't call me man very often. Like, you're not gonna catch Adrian B at 3:09 a.m. saying, "What's been going on with you, man?" Well, it's like I like to drink coffee more than I can drink fully caffeinated coffee without feeling gacky. Decaf coffee still has some caffeine in it, but you get to. Well, thanks, Bufo Peregrine. Bufo Peregrine says, "You deserve very mightily to be happy and free. You've helped so many people in your life." I don't know if I mean, you call people dude. Dude goes for chicks too, but man, not so much. Man is something that dudes call other dudes. Yes, if a dude scratches their balls, that's a good way to tell that they're a dude. But then they have to have their modesty pants off to be able to tell that that's where they're scratching. Like, I'm wearing my Hugs this morning, so I put on a pair of modesty pants. Because live streaming in just my Hugs is it's vertically especially, it's very risky. I can never quite see the bottom of the screen here to see if I'm showing my Hugs. Hey man, stop scratching my balls is the thing that dudes say to other dudes. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Meow. Meow. Sometimes I'll wear my sandpaper bun Hugs so I can just continually scratch my own balls. So for those males out there who haven't who haven't tried wearing bun huggers, maybe since you were a kid, because like every little boy, their mom starts them out in bun huggers. And you might have said at your teenage years, you might have said like, "Hey, bun huggers are lame. I'm gonna just wear boxers." But the truth is, bun huggers are pretty great. You should try them. It's not this notion of deserving to be happy and free. Bun huggers are sometimes called tidy whities. You might know them by that name. Scientists use the term briefs. Really, Adrian B., that's very interesting. I used to be a comforting voice for her daughter when she couldn't fall asleep at night. I hope I wasn't getting too dirty in those videos you were showing. Sometimes I make a lot of dirty jokes. Boxer briefs are the best underpants for both sexes, I think. Oliver Lionhead says, "Chicks don't call me man. They call me Long Dong." God, I hate that name so much. Almost as much as I hate carrying around so much mass down there. It gets tiring. Boy, do I feel you, Oliver Linehan. That's why I recommend bun huggers. They'll gather everything up into one area. Rachel also had not heard the term bun huggers before. When I was a kid, I didn't even know these things were called briefs. I just thought they were boxers and bun huggers. That's what everybody I knew called them. Eric's voice is comforting, not even the tone of the voice, just the freedom of his spirit. You can hear it and it's soothing. Well, That's because I'm not really a regular grown up. In some sense, I'm a permanent child. No, that's a problem that just big titted women have, Adrian B. Big titted women tend to have lower back problems. People with Oliver Linehan's problem, well, they tend to get what's known as um, hangy, hangy junk syndrome because there's so much weight down there for Oliver. If he doesn't wear bun huggers all the time, it'll just gradually stretch out longer and longer. Yeah, I'm wearing bun huggers. That's the point. I'm wearing bun huggers. Here, I'll show you a little bit of my bun huggers. See? I'm wearing my hugs. That's why I gotta have modesty pants on. So you can't see my hugs. Because my hugs are my privacy area, so that's why I wear modesty pants. Right. Trans people with a massive package and huge fake titties, they experience the worst of both worlds. As they suffer both from hanging junk syndrome and lower back problems. Maybe I left my glasses in the garage. That's possible. Is that misandrist? Is misandrist the opposite of misogynist? Like you don't like dudes? I tell you what's misandrist is the Barbie movie, if that's what that means. I've not heard that word before, but contextually I'm assuming that must be what it means. They're not in here. Well, what did I do with my glasses? God damn it, Eric. You're such a glasses loser. I lose my glasses all the time. It's like I lose them just as soon as I have them, I lose them. How did I lose them so quickly? Why did I lose them so quickly? Where did I lose them so quickly? There they are. Everybody can stop panicking. I found them. They could titty fuck themselves. That would be a well hung man. Or somebody with a very short torso, possibly. Big tit, tiny torso would be his or her. Its name. There. I'm a little sick, yeah. I'm a little bit sick. But just it's a very small. Well, good luck, Bufo Peregrines. So, anywho, it's been a kind of a crazy week. It's been emo week, you know. Technically, it ends tonight. There's 8 days in International Emo Week, unfortunately. Last night, Rachel and I played let's try to feel FI. And it was odd. Like, it's just not who we are really. To lie in bed and like pet each other and look in each other's eyes with love and stuff like that, you know. Soon enough, it's like, okay. That's enough FI. That's a minor cold. I'm like more or less fighting it off. Goodbye, other self. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese today. Otherwise, you might get cheese deficiency syndrome. It's this weird thing. It's like Gollum, okay? You can best understand FI as Gollum. My precious. Oh, I love this so much. I just get off on just touching it. That's FI. So, you know, I spent some time trying to do that last night. Welcome to TE Polar, Oliver. So if you want to like FI your partner, just lie in bed and pet them and look at them and just be like, ah, I love her so much. But don't say it out loud, just feel it. It's a weird thing to try to do. It's like I do feel a lot of love towards Rachel, but it's very unnatural for me to try to do that. It was a fun experiment, though. Exactly. Golem's a warning against FI. It says, watch out. You keep this up, you'll end up eating raw fish naked in the river. Oh, you have them. Everybody has them. I have a lot of feelings. And I'm FI polar. I just don't know what to do with them when I feel them. When they become conscious, they're nice little fleeting things that I don't really remember. You know, like I'm watching anime and anime makes me cry all the time. But the feelings I've been feeling this week are mostly, I guess, love for Rachel that sometimes sort of displaces into jealousy that has no source. And live streams are one of your only occasions to escape from eating raw fish naked by the river. Well, you know what I would suggest first, Rupa Perklings? Put on some modesty pants. That'll help make the whole fish eating experience a little less traumatic, I bet. Follow my lead and put on modesty pants. At the very least, put on some bun huggers. The truth is, girls can't wear bun huggers. They have to wear panties instead. Girl bun huggers are panties. You refuse to bow to the man. So instead of burning your bra, you're burning your pants. Free the labia. Well, I support your cause, Buffalo Fairy Lanes. I believe that you should be able to go around pantless all you want. I believe in a future where people can go around pantsless if they want. You're right. Yeah, I think you're right, Buffalo Fairy Lanes. I think pantsless people would never successfully make the nuclear bomb. You have to have pants on to do something like that. Maybe one of our weapons of war can be to use the intelligence agencies to trick our enemies into taking away uniforms from their soldiers so that they have to go into battle naked. And they'll be embarrassed and they won't fight as well. Well, and stuff does crawl in there, Adrienne B. If you've ever watched Naked and Afraid, like the last episode of Naked and Afraid I watched, which is the first episode of the new season, which is 16 I think, might be 17. Anyway, the lady said, I work as a nurse in Hawaii, and one of the common things I see is women coming in with bugs in their vagina who've been like camping somewhere on the island or whatever. So that's one of my big concerns being out here. And I've seen plenty of episodes where women complain about getting bugs in their vagina. So apparently it actually happens, you know. I saw one episode one time where a guy had to leave because he had a tick in his penis. Which was just like one of the most episodes ever. But Oliver, it's time for you to come clean. You're a hermaphrodite, an extremely well hung hermaphrodite with a beautiful, tight vagina as well. Plus, the most puckering butthole anyone's ever seen. Oliver Linehand's butthole can pucker so intensely that he can crack a walnut with it. So, I never accept walnuts when I visit Oliver's house. Yeah, a tick in the pee-pee hole. Except it was a tick with a K on the end. It wasn't a tic tac. Oliver's afraid of a snake jumping up from the toilet straight into his butthole. That's why he does those butthole strengthening exercises so much. Yeah, that's how I broke my middle finger that one time. I was trying to put it up all over his butthole, and he just broke my bone with his butthole. That's how strong it is. No, the real way, the real way I broke my finger one time was I was making a video while driving and scratching my ass, and my butthole itched. I was trying to sit up and scratch my butthole, but I didn't want it to be obvious on the camera. So I was kind of sitting down here low, and then I hit a bump and I broke my finger. I broke it such that for a while, this part here, like when it first happened, this this last knuckle here, this part was just hanging down. Like it was just hanging down like this. So that's a warning to everybody. Be careful when you're driving and scratching your butthole. Okay? Because, first of all, you don't have very good access to your butthole because you're probably wearing jeans. So you have to like really push up under the jeans to even get there. If you do, make sure you lift your butt high up off the seat because if you hit a bump like I did, you could break your finger. So, unbelievably, I broke my finger while driving and scratching my butthole. True story. There's a video somewhere on this channel which is the video in which I scratch my butthole and break my finger. But I don't like to look at videos from that long ago. I'm too all over the place. I'm too mad. I'm too arrogant. I'm too whatever, you know. I don't like that guy very much from back then. I like myself now pretty well. I feel like the last year, you could say calendar year, but really I'm talking about since we moved here, I have grown so much. I think Rachel has too. Because we're living freely in a farming environment. Like, Rachel and I are mutually reinforcing rather than conflict oriented in any way, you know? And that's rarer than you think, or that one would think, that a couple gets along as well as we do. So I wish this for everybody at some point in their life where they're with the right person and they're free from having to do things they don't want to do, like work and stuff. And they're in a place where there's nothing assaultive about the place. You know, just living in Arcadia, it was an assaultive place on the soundscape. There were so many sirens. There was so much construction noise. There were peacocks. It was just so loud. And here, inside the house, it's dead silent. This house is so well soundproofed. It's not always quiet outside. Sometimes the neighbors across the way are loud. I already watched you eat. God. You were such a narcissist. This is like the third time I've watched you eat. you have to be that controlling? He gets so mad because I was petting his sister, you know? He's like, how dare she get any attention? Just relax. It's just Capillo eating her food. You have enough food? Yeah, you got food. Capillo, unlike you, can eat by herself just fine. You silly cat. What a controlling Carter he is. Except when you get the earthquake lizards. Well, that's what I used to think more than I do now, Booba Peregrines. It's like, I think that people tend to look bad in their third and seventh slots. So, like what I'm displaying right now is plays out as pretty good FE. But it's not because I'm trying to FE things. It's because I'm not in my FI at all. I think people's seventh slot looks bad on them. Now, what's interesting to note is that I think there are plenty of people who see my unhidden, my unvarnished display of my own emotions as reassuring in the sense that it lets them know they can trust me, that I'm not conniving in some regard. All right, see you, Adrian B. Get your coffee, and you just don't even look back. You just start drinking it right away. I'm not sure I've ever really been in a relationship of any kind where there was any persistent fighting. I don't pick fights, and if some kind of conflict is bubbling up, I try to resolve it immediately. Well, that's not really true. I knew a toxic female ENTP named Becky, and she was pretty conniving. Although in some ways kind of direct too, you know. She certainly was toxic. I guess I would say she was the least conniving toxic person I've encountered. Like, she wanted to go to battle head to head, more or less. But she lost. But I lost too, you know. It's like she did do harms to me, so. Yeah, you're sort of right about that, Boomer Peregrines. Now I think about it more. Becky was toxic, but she still wasn't really very conniving. But I guess for a fully healthy or sort of actualizing the ENTP, part of that process, an important part of it, is recognizing one's own emotional frailty and one's own history of doing bad things sometimes, you know. Like, I was thinking yesterday of things from childhood, like instances, there weren't a lot of them, but instances where like I was the bully, right? Or participated in that, which I remember starkly, and it hurts my heart a lot. And it makes me also be like, I guess, a little less judgmental. Maybe that's a commonality, being hard on ourselves. I don't feel particularly hard on myself right now. Like, I feel like I'm doing a good job of being me, but also that being me remains difficult. Like, I've got my life so structured around periodic amphetamines. It's kind of strange. I've been without them now for quite a while, and as you can see, once I'm off of them for a while, it's like I'm on them again, in the sense that I'm live streaming hours per day, like up to like 5 or 6 hours a day, without really anything in particular to say, and no amphetamines, which is kind of funny and makes me reiterate a point I've made several times recently, with a lot of time today. You can tell an SE Dom from a real ANTP by the following. SE Doms make videos or live streams when they want to do something. ENTPs live stream when they don't want to do anything. And when they want to do something. But like, I think TI types tend to be hard on themselves. Maybe not so much ISTPs, but INTPs, ENTPs, and ESTPs all tend to be hard on themselves. TI tool means objective self-criticism comes pretty easily. Other people have a lot of difficulty sometimes with being objectively self-critical. But being objectively self-critical a lot means you tend to have a low self, not exactly low self-esteem, but you don't understand your own value very much because you're always negating things, including yourself. What you do plays well with those who hear you out and aren't defined by their own insecurity, but that's a depressingly small portion of people. Yeah, I think it'll play better the less I'm defined by my insecurity, you know? Now, granted, I've mostly ever only been insecure about sex, but I think there was some insecurity about my situation that wasn't so explicit, but obviously I was disempowered a lot, right? And I was straightforward about it. I wasn't trying to hide it or anything. But I wasn't operating from a place of strength, you know? INFPs are extremely self-critical, but never objectively so. And therein lies one of our biggest problems, I think. Well, thanks, you guys. I mean, obviously, if you're here watching the stream, you like me somewhat at least, which I appreciate a great deal. Thank you very much for that. But I guess ultimately what it boils down to is this format is attractive to some percentage of the population, and then this kind of execution of that format, namely somebody who doesn't have a huge number of people in the stream, who doesn't have any guests on or anything, who's just talking by himself and then reading the chat and then engaging with people like that. That's going to be popular with a subset of that other stream, the other set. So it's just, this is something that probably receiving types, deliberative types, are naturally going to be more attracted to. But and there's also this particularist element that you can't like explain away, which is um, maybe it's the case that most ISFJs aren't going to be very interested in typology, but Oliver Linehan is, and he's here. Is that particularist element like some people are more inclined to engaging about these kind of topics than others for reasons that don't have anything to do with type even. So it's hard to explain why talking with famous people is how it is. I guess what I'm getting at is why it stays where it stays and doesn't really grow very much. Um, Despite the fact that there's a mix of different people in here, you know? Like, I don't think I've seen Adrienne be in here for a while, but I've seen her plenty of times. She says, I'm like family. Well, thanks. You're a medicinal and comforting human for people who generally hate or fear humanity. That's good, Effie. Well, I mean, hopefully it's good. Good in and out, because those are my absolute values. And you know, I want it to be perceived as a lot of positive things, you know. But if I try to be perceived as the positive things directly, like if I'm trying to actually FE, then it's not going to come out very well. Like I was saying before, you can tell my FE's third slot because if it were higher priority, I do things like get my teeth fixed and or consider what I'm wearing more rather than just whether I have pants on, which is whether I should put pants on. Should I put pants on is one of my number one questions I have to answer every time I think to live stream. Yeah, I should put pants on. Like, that's not really high up in the stack, Effie. I don't even have a shirt on right now. Like, I'm just wearing this jacket. It's not even that cold outside. Yesterday was a record high. See, I don't have any shirt on. These are women's glasses. So there's a lot of like sensory level FE shit that I'm clearly not attending to very much. But it's most important for me to FE to meet a minimum level of acceptability on FE with my words, how I say them as well as what they say. It used to be when I was younger and not aware of functions and stuff like that, that I would try to insist that being correct should be inherently appealing to everybody. You know, projecting my frame of reference. Everyone should listen to me because I'm correct. Well, I mean, people should listen to what they want to listen to, whatever that might be. And smug, arrogant guy insisting he's correct is not that popular. So it helps to try to be a little bit more chill, I think. I think this ridiculous poll thing. I didn't even know you could do this on YouTube. Apparently, you can make a poll be a multiple choice test. So I thought it was a poll. I clicked one of the answers, and it said, you know, written it did a red X over my answer and gave the correct answer and explained why it was correct. Except it was definitely not one of those things that has a single correct answer. Mike Hart is busy on YouTube and putting some strange things on YouTube. Strange things that I don't agree with. I don't think very much at all, but you know, people are all dumb in their own ways, I guess. Some people are dumb by Myah, and some people are dumb by Myah. I'm dumb about plenty of things. But I don't say dumb stuff like Mike Hart says. Mike Hart seems to be fond of saying what I would call veiled anti-Semitic stuff. Poorly veiled. I don't know why YouTube keeps recommending his things to me or showing them to me. I must have liked one at one point that was not that way, and then YouTube just thinks, oh, well, he likes this guy's posts. No, I don't like his posts, and his multiple choice question should have been a poll, not a multiple choice question. You are wrong. What do you like best? Cake, pie, or ice cream? Ice cream. Wrong. You like cake best for the following reasons. So, it was like that. I should make a multiple choice question and be like, which of these recording artists is best? And just put 3 bad ones and 1 good one. And make it, if you get the one of the bad ones, you get it wrong. Explain why. You've gotten this wrong because you have bad taste in music. That would be good. not tell them the correct answer though. You have gotten this wrong because you have bad taste in music. Please try again. Well, I'm feeling rather gabapented right now. You know, stuff makes me sleepy. That's why I took it, because figured I'd, be up an hour or two, but I didn't want to be up forever. I'm going pee right now. Normally I'd be going poo, with my standard operating procedure for live streams. But this morning you guys aren't having your normal laxative effect on me. So I'm just going pee. I'm using my penis to direct the pee from my bladder into the toilet. Okay. Now I'm done going pee. Try to get all of the drops off first. There. Okay. Now that I'm done going pee, I've got all of the drops into the toilet. It's time to flush the toilet. Operation Toilet Flush complete. Ooh, I made it just in the nick of time. The TV was about to go back to bad TV. Musicals might just be the key to all FI woes. I've always suspected that to be the case. Yeah, you can. You can. That prevents you from just peeing like all over the place, you know. That's why you have to keep having to change your pants every time you pee, Oliver. Or take them off before you do. Well, thanks, Oliver Linehan. That's very nice of you to say. Everyone's being so nice this morning. I guess maybe that's the final day of FI week is everybody feels positive feelings after a week of processing some negative feelings. That's plausible. Well, I'm going to wrap this stream up relatively soon, but before I do, I'm going to see what is coming out today on a Crunchyroll. I'm going to check the release calendar and let everybody know what they should be watching this morning. Okay, so today is Friday. People close, go home. And to find out what comes out on Friday, at 5:30 in the morning, Shield Hero Season 3 comes out. That's good. That'll be a good show to see. At 6:30, Goblin Slayer 2 comes out. At 8, Free Wind Beyond Journey's End comes out. At 8:30, Let Me Check a Walkthrough First comes out. At 9:30, Reign of the Seven Spellblades, which isn't very good, but that comes out. At 10, Arknight's Perish in Frost comes out. At 10:30, The Kingdoms of Ruin comes out. That's a lot of good shows in one morning. So I'll be busy when I do get back up reading all of that stuff, watching all of that stuff. Want me to do tarot card reading? Okay. I'll do a quick card read for you. Let me get some cards. I'm just going to use these regular cards rather than get out the before and after cards, which require me to open a box. And if you're like me, you don't want to open a box. That seems too difficult. Okay, we're gonna start. Well, bye, Bluefoot Peregrines. We're gonna start with you, but we'll start with Adrian B instead. We'll work our way up. This is her first card. Adrian B. Adrian B. She's different than Adrian's A and C. Adrian B. What do we see when we pull a tarot card for Adrian B? Okay. So, this is your first card, which you might call your background or directionality. Directionality is a journey to the unknown. Okay? It's the Eight of Cups. You're walking away from all your existing cups. It's the end of emo week. Now, your self-concept. Your self-concept is the Six of Pentacles. Increase, generous, benefit, reward, gain, charity, profit, and the outcome. Your directionality is away from cups towards practical pentacle stuff, and the outcome is more cups. The Seven of Cups. Imagine, dream, visualize, create. Having lots of cup options to choose from. So we go from walking away from existing emotions to being practical with your pentacles, and then having a choice of new emotions to choose from. 7 of them exactly. Congratulations, Adrian B. Now here's a tarot card reading for Winston's mom. Oh, this one just jumped right out. So did this one. They're coming out fast and furious like the movie. Wow. Tarot just knew exactly what I wanted to say to you, Winston's mom. So your directionality is towards the moon. If you want to go towards the moon, wait till night. Dreams, emotions, ruse, haze, escapism, unconscious. Your self-concept, you have a decision to make, Winston's mom. 2 of Swords, enigma, decision, conflict, flux, 2 of Swords. And the outcome, ooh, the High Priestess, intuition, feminine, sense, feel, omen, vibes. Congratulations, you got 2 major arcanas in your read. Now it's time to do a reading for Oliver Linehan. We don't know if he's even still here, but if he is, he's getting a reading. If he's not, he's still getting a reading. Oliver Linehan, what do you say, tarot, about Linehan today? Which cards do you have for me now? This one? Okay, and what's the next one? Let's find out. This one. And what's the last one? This, no, that's a double. This one. Okay, let's see what the tarot has to say to Oliver Linehan. Directionality. He's a dynamo. You're a real dynamo, Oliver Linehan. And this card is also called, let me get my glasses on. This card is also called the Knight of Cups, Knight of Rods, Knight of Rods. Dynamo, passionate, charming, cocky, athlete. That's your directionality, Oliver Linehan. But your self-concept? Oh no. It's the 9 of Swords. Sorrow, anguish, crisis, and sob. The 9 of Swords. But that's just your self-concept. The outcome? Oh, 8 of Swords. Stress, worry, fear, anxiety. But just keep in mind, Oliver Linehan, that stress, worry, fear, and anxiety, it's just all in your head, really. Everything's fine. You can just walk away. Your feet aren't even tied up. Okay. Now I'm going to do a reading for myself. What does the tarot have to say about Eric today, today, today? Tell me, what do you have to say, tarot deck? I like this tarot deck. It's a good one. It's like the best tarot deck ever. 1, 2. Eric, we're talking about Eric. You know, me. What do you have to say, tarot deck? Speak your wisdom to me. All right, there we go. I get directionality, hierophant, conventional structure, group, clan. My self-concept, 7 of Cups. Imagine, dream, visualize, create. And the outcome, 10 of Pentacles. Wealth, inheritance, property. Okay, sounds good. That's fine. Seems like a fine enough tarot reading to me. And lastly, I'll do Rachel. And then I think I'll go back to bed. One for Rachel. 2 for Rachel. There it is. 3 for Rachel. Okay. Oh, this is a double. Well, I normally never take a double, but since I put it down, I have to take it. Her directionality is a combination of Chariot and 9 of Cups. Self-concept, justice. And the outcome, the Knight of Pentacles. Entrepreneur, practical, reliable, Taurus, Capricorn. So, good. Good for her. She got 2 majors. She got the Chariot and Justice. She got a 4-card pull. I normally don't do 4 cards. You're supposed to do an odd number of cards. I guess I should get her 1 more card. And she got the Empress. So really she got 3 majors now and 2 minors. So good for her. Good for Rachel. Okay. And that should do it for the day. I will put these right here. Thank you for being here. I love you all. I will see you later.